Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have quite a bit of gaming news going on over here. Number one, in regards to Xbox, one of their brand new big announcements in regards to the future of hosting and the future of the actual Xbox / Game Pass ecosystem, as well as also have a really big drama when it comes to PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X and S, when it comes to performance, when it comes to long-term performance and everything else in between, as well as a little bit of other various gaming news stories, such as some crazy brand new Fortnite stuff I want to go talk about and other little various spring sales, as well coming out for the PlayStation 2. Now, as well, if you guys missed, we did actually have a brand new update too as well for a brand new PlayStation conference / state of play. So if you guys missed that video, we talked about that before, but a little quick reminder, there will be one as of this Thursday for Final Fantasy 16. So if any of you guys are brand new as we go throughout the video, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, or leave a like and subscribe if you guys would like to. We also have all the Amazon links down below, and of course as well, leave a like and let's go dive into the video itself. So here, first and foremost, I want to go talk about a little bit of an intriguing update / partnership that has now been officially announced over here when it comes from Phil Spencer or Xbox and Microsoft itself, stating Microsoft and EE are now expanding our partnership with a 10-year commitment in cloud gaming to bring PC games built by Activision Blizzard following the acquisition, if successful, to Xbox and EE customers. We are committed to bring more games to more people, however they choose to go and play. So once again, we keep on seeing this brand new big 10-year deal when it comes to NVIDIA and GeForce, when it comes to Steam, when it comes to Nintendo, and the same exact deal they were offering to go and have for PlayStation 2 as well. And this was a little bit more of an intriguing one. If you guys have actually been watching a lot of our videos, we've kind of went through a lot of comments on cloud gaming, where cloud gaming as a whole has basically been the secondary hung up, and then maybe mobile markets as the third, as a little bit more of the smaller side. And with this, it does kind of seem like they're trying to partner with more cloud gaming like providers / hosters / like people inside the cloud gaming ecosystem, such as the same thing too when it comes to NVIDIA GeForce as well, and NVIDIA Live, and basically trying their best to expand out the ecosystem a little bit more as long as they possibly can. So I just want to say it's kind of a bigger one too as well when it comes to EE, because even EE folks are just trying their best to go promote this the best they possibly can. So basically, for this one, trying their best. It's just cool. It's very intriguing to go and see how they are expanding this out and have other various types of deals, as people are also kind of somewhat meaning to as well. And on top of this, too, a lot of folks are saying, like, are these already, like, existed deals? Are these things that we're going to be worked on either way? Is this something that's going to be good at the long term? And as well with PlayStation on their brand new mobile PlayStation 5, that we've talked about a lot with them also not having cloud gaming, or only having cloud gaming in regards to Sony and the PS5, not having Game Pass or these other various cloud services. This also, once again, kind of goes and puts the basically cloud gaming service really into the Xbox's hand, where they're making these deals, they're signing these contracts, and it does kind of seem like a lot of stuff is getting done with them. So it's very, very intriguing to go and see this nonetheless. A lot of folks are trying to go chat it on up. A lot of folks are pretty happy with this too as well. And also at the same time too, on top of this, people keep on bringing it up. So it's very, very intriguing to see this. People are apparently, and we've seen this a few times in the comments, asking about Amazon Luna next, which also once again would kind of provide a lot more of these cloud gaming and host services and kind of basically taking Game Pass on its next big edge. Now, as well with the same kind of thing with this acquisition talk, we've been seeing even more in the comparison level of the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X game performance comparisons, which basically has been apparently influencing buyers that Sony claims. Now, it'll be a very, very intriguing thing to go look at, as we've seen some other different types of like Digital Foundry and other companies sometimes comparing the PS5 and Xbox Series X quite a bit. Or if you guys even look for, say, like this, we have like, say, a Call of Duty type style game where they have the Xbox Series S at 112 frames, the X at 115, and the PS5 at 120. And a lot of Sony's trying to go push and say that if games like, say, Call of Duty are more basically optimized, mainly because it's built in-house, like with like imagine you have like a bunch of Activision people in a building, and they're trying to go work with the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series X Pro or whatever it might be architecture. They're going to have a lot more internal testing, going to have a lot more testing in general, and obviously you'd assume that it would be slightly better, well-made for, say, the Xbox. A really good example for that is like the PlayStation, where typically any PlayStation-specific based game will usually run better on, well, PlayStation. Something like a Horizon or God of War. Those games, even if they were ported over to, say, Xbox, or even when they do eventually go to Steam, typically are, well, more optimized and more efficient when it comes to the PlayStation. Or say like a game like a Final Fantasy 16, where they kind of have that basically built in partnerships in mind. So Sony is going to be once again worried that games like, say, Call of Duty or other Activision games may not be as good. So Sony Interactive Entertainment has claimed that the PS5 versus Xbox Series X game performance comparisons are highly influential and can impact a buyer's purchase decision. This argument was part of Sony's response to the UK Regulator Competitions and Markets Authority (CMA), in which it expressed its disappointment over the authority changing its stance to side with Microsoft. And this is once again where Sony themselves keep on chiming on in. They want to make sure that they get the most normal deal. And in all honesty, it's kind of a weird comparison, but the people who complain the most sometimes do get it right. Or, I mean, if no one ever says anything, like say Sony just said, yeah, go make the deal happen, whatever, we'll figure it out, then guess what? That means they may not have the leverage or the deal, everything else tied on it. So now with them kind of worried about this almost kind of basically gets them in proper legal law. And typically legal law is an important thing to note because, well, like I said, if it's currently like mentioned, that means that there's a record for it and they've argued for it. So in the future, let's say it's even 15, 20 years from now, they may be able to go and bring up this course law that they brought up from the CMA and all these really big like acquisition deals. And I think that's a very intriguing thing to note. But basically, PlayStation is worried about Xbox. They're worried about the fact that they may have a subpar product, even if it's offered, because what if it's, say, like, you know, what if it's not optimized? Or sometimes even games just aren't ported well. Or sometimes they just will be like, well, we already bought them. We don't have to really kind of help you out any more than our contract has to state. And it goes from there. So basically, the PS5 versus Xbox Series X comparisons have a high level of social conversions too as well, which is kind of true. Let's go and say if every game you go and play is slightly better on the Xbox, that would probably be a very big push when it comes to reviewers or people getting new games or even just your friend group talk about what game to go and buy and how to go get it. Sony has been arguing that should Microsoft acquire Activision Blizzard and its properties, it would have no incentive to ensure that Call of Duty games fully utilize the PS5 exclusive features like the DualSense haptics. And basically it's a big thing where they spent a lot of money, time, effort, and marketing to make sure these basically the haptic feedbacks and all the adaptive feedbacks too as well are always optimized and used on the controllers. And that's a good example. Let's say you have like a game like a Harry Potter, or well, guess what? Maybe they have a more special deal, say maybe with I don't know, say Xbox, then maybe they won't even have a chance or time to go and push it. Or maybe a better example too is just using Call of Duty as the base, because that is kind of like the argumentative side where let's go and say they have literally zero haptic feedback, or they don't even want to go and take in consideration to specific things like the PlayStation 5 controllers, the rumble features, or microphones, or whatever, and they just completely forget about it, or they just don't really put in the effort to make it good. It's kind of like, let's say you have to, once again, you have to port over Call of Duty. Well, maybe let's say PlayStation has a very, very brand new feature on a controller, or maybe think of PS6, where we saw a lot of like the hot and cold type controller patent technology come out. And guess what? If Microsoft, number one, doesn't maybe have access to the internal information for it, so like how it basically works or all that stuff, which Sony may not want to go and share, that actually may go and falter a lot of future games, like such as Call of Duty games or Overwatch games, etc. And they may just be a very, very bare bones game. But as well, that is kind of a big kind of point to note is that, hey, like what if we have this random special technology that you don't have and you probably wish you did, Xbox? Well, you're going to still go work with us at the end of the day to try to make it work? I don't know. Some people would probably say no because they don't have to in terms of their contract law. And then once again is what Sony's trying to argue, where they're just like, hey, like you have all the power. If you bought the game, you could say no. Or if you want to drive really hard contracts just because we need Call of Duty at least for quite some time, well, then what can we really go do at the end of the day? And they keep on saying they'll probably have an inferior version, and that is kind of a big point. Like the haptic feedback and the DualSense haptics and adaptive controllers and the motors do add a lot to the game system that basically is unique and niche that the PlayStation 5 has. They say within a week of releasing Modern Warfare 2, Digital Foundry, a leading analyst, compared performance on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, Sony wrote. Studies show that these types of comparisons are highly influential, and the level of social conversion surrounding consoles and games is extremely high. It's basically them trying to go and say that if everyone knows the game runs a lot better on Xbox, they're probably going to pick Xbox. Or if they don't have a chance to utilize cool things like the haptic feedbacks or kind of cool SSDs or whatever it may be, less folks may want to go push for it at the end of the day. So very intriguing thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Now as well, we also have a pretty big sale going over here too, in case you guys do want to go check out some of these games. As per usual, just a pretty big store as well. Last of Us Part 2, FIFA 23, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Gotham Knights, and a few other various games as well. We can do a quick little scroll through in case you guys want to see them. Seeing some Dead by Daylight, Fallouts, Hell Let Loose, a lot of other various games too in case you guys want to check out the sales over here. As well, we also saw some pretty big news when it comes to Diablo, where I'm actually hyped up for Diablo myself. Not sure how much I'll play it or stream it, but Diablo basically is meant to have really big quarterly updates every 3 months or so with new storylines, new story in general, and a lot of other big updates when it comes to Diablo. I played the beta for it. I think it turned out fantastic and lovely, and I really did like it too. I want to kind of know if you guys are going to go check it out yourself too as well. But basically, Blizzard has been pushing a lot, and I'm actually pretty excited for Diablo just for comfy hours and comfy chill times, because I just think the game itself is going to be fantastic. And then last but not least, least, we have the good old Eren Yeager, in case you guys want to watch out the Attack on Titan, where they actually do have their brand new skins coming out over here with Eren Yeager and a few other various characters too, tied into Fortnite, where Fortnite still has pretty much every single major character known to man in almost every single game as well known to man after all of this time. Especially after playing as Goku, I don't even know what else to go and say when it comes to Fortnite. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below in case you guys want to follow. We have all the Amazon links too for all the consoles too, and leave a like in your thoughts, and we'll see you guys up tomorrow for some more brand new videos, and I love you guys.